At the start of the year, my keyboard started to give out on me. Some keys just kept double clicking and it got to a point where I just was fed up. My cheap Chinese keyboard was great while it lasted, but it was time to upgrade and move on. This is where I got sucked into the deep dark hole known as custom mechanical keyboards. I learned so much about the different switch types, the different keycaps, the different PCBs, different loops. This whole idea was so fascinating, but at the same time expensive. Some custom mechanical keyboards go for crazy prices, so I wanted to settle for the middle ground. A pre-built mechanical keyboard that didn't break the bank, but at the same time improved my typing experience and leveled up my desk area. Meet the Keychron K4. Using budget keyboards all my life, I never really opened a premium one and saw one out of the box. The Keychron is priced at 89 to 99 USD depending on the variant you get, which is around 4,500 to 5,000 pesos here in the Philippines, placing it in a sort of premium category. The Keychron came in a nice black box with glossy stealth text. It came with extra keycaps for Mac and Windows interchangeable keys, and a keycap holder that was pretty good quality. Even though that most mechanical keyboard manufacturers provide this in the box, you could tell this was a tier up from that. I was really impressed with the initial finishing of the keyboard. The keycaps stood out and had a distinct look. Pulling it out of the box, I could already tell that it had great build quality. The build quality on the Keychron was great. The aluminum frame was rigid and the overall keyboard felt sturdy. There was no flex whatsoever, and the frame made the keyboard feel like a quality product. The key profile, on the other hand, was at a weird declined angle. You have to kick up the stand to get a better angle on the keys, but I noticed having it too high and typing for long periods of time made my wrists hurt. The keycaps are nice high quality ones. The finish on them is great, and they didn't even look dirty after I used them a couple of times. As for the switches, given the options on the Keychron website, I felt like the Otemu Brown switches were the best choice. They're pretty responsive, but not as loud as Otemu Blues, which scream gamer each time you type on them. Although I would have liked to get the hot swappable version of this keyboard, so I could switch keys around, unfortunately it was out of stock. It took some time to get used to, but I still occasionally misclick the arrow and numpad keys. I highly recommend going for a different version of this keyboard, possibly the Keychron K6 or K2, or any of the other options without the numpad. I only got this version out of necessity because I need a numpad, but I wouldn't recommend this to anyone else who doesn't really use their numpads. Also, getting a Palmerist helps with lessening the strain on your wrist when typing. I personally haven't gotten around to buying one. I just salvaged one from one of my old keyboards, but it works about fine. I also didn't notice much of a difference when using it in wired and wireless mode. I mostly use it in wireless mode just for convenience, because when I work on laptops and I need to use a keyboard, I tend to use this keyboard more. I also really didn't use it much with Apple devices unless I was working on an Apple device when fixing laptops. But on the occasions that I did, when I was working between an Apple laptop and a Windows laptop simultaneously, it was a great option. It had a seamless transition and made work much easier. Overall, it's a great keyboard. It has a nice clean design that looks very aesthetic. And it has great OS support and compatibility, so you can easily use it with Windows and Mac machines. It made life much easier for me, especially when testing PCs and Macs at the same time. However, the keyboard profile is quite awkward, and typing on it without a palm rest makes the typing experience less enjoyable. Pair this with the awkward layout of the K4 version, it makes it hard for me to recommend immediately. I kinda regret getting this option instead of the K6 or K2 model. I would have just gone for those options and got a separate USB numpad if I could, but I needed a new keyboard at the time. I would have also opted to get the hot swappable version of this keyboard, but I would have to wait even longer. So more of the story is, if you can afford to wait, you won't regret it. For the price it's being offered at around 89 to 99 USD or 4,500 to 5,000 pesos here in the Philippines, I feel like it's still a pretty good value. It's wireless, has a great build quality, and if you're willing to look past the awkward height of the keyboard, then you should definitely go pick this up. But I wouldn't personally go for this exact model, but the other models in their lineup. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing if you like the content we're putting out. We're trying our best to put out content weekly, so please subscribe and watch it and support our channel. We really appreciate everyone that likes and comments on our videos every single week. Anyway, till the next one, hope to see you then. See ya.